Shalom, beloved. Listen to this story. In the 1950s, in Bangkok, Thailand, there was this golden statue, uh, which was later covered in mud, in clay. This is because there was an invasion by the Burmese army, and the monks, because their primary role as the Levites was to protect this golden statue. As you know, the Buddhists hold this thing with a lot of esteem. So they covered this golden statue with mud, and it remained in the same condition for over 200 years. The reason as to why they did that was to disguise its value, because if the Burmese army knew for sure that this statue is made of gold, they could have stolen it or confiscated it or just did something malicious. But the monks covered it in mud. Now for 200 years this statue remained covered in mud, and the generation that came after them believed that this is a clay statue. None of them knew that this is a golden statue. So one day they wanted to move this statue from its position to a safer location, and while they were doing it, it tilted and the old clay got a crack. One monk discovered that there was a shining light emanating from inside this the clay statue. They chisel out the gold, the clay, more and more, and to their amazement, they realized that the entire statue was made of pure gold. Can you imagine that? For 200 years, they had believed that this is a clay statue. Now, to their amazement, they discovered that this is not a clay statue, but a golden Buddha statue. See, God created us full of His glory. God created us full of His genius. God created us full of His potential. But life, environment, religion, school, education, our parents, our guardians, and very many other people have thrown mud at us until the gold in us has been sealed. But I came to you as that monk with a chisel to chisel out, because I believe you should chisel out the mud, the accusations, the mistakes, the failures, the wordings that were negative according to your destiny, anything negative that has been said concerning your life, any mistake that is pulling you behind. Maybe it's a painful past. You were molested as a kid, you were mistreated as a kid, you had your destiny tilted and twisted by people as a child. Those are all clays that had been thrown at you, trying to conceal your real value. But guess what, child of God? You are valuable in the sight of the Lord. And this afternoon or evening or whatever time you're watching this, I want you to take a chisel and throw away the mud. Because what does the Bible tell us in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 7? If I read from the Passion Translation, this is what the Bible tells us. We are like common clay jars that carry this glorious treasure within. All right, you carry the glorious treasure within. If you read the whole of faith in the book of Hebrews chapter 11, you will find prostitutes like Rahab being congratulated because they did something wonderful. You find in the Bible a terrorist like Paul having written 2/3 of the Bible. You find a murderer like Moses having led over 3 million children of Israel to the promised land. In other words, what I'm trying to say, you are not a cosmic accident, child of God. No matter what you have done, no matter what you have been through, there is a golden treasure inside each and every one of us. We hail from God. Do not allow your past, do not allow your present or predicaments to define who you really are. Praise the living God. We believe that none of us should be written off based on their present predicaments or their past predicaments. Because see, God is able to turn your life around. God is able to give you a new leaf. The Bible tells us that we are a jar that carry glorious treasure within, so that the ordinary overflow of power will be seen as God's and not ours. Praise the living God. If I can read the same from the King James Version, the Bible says, but we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of power may be of God and not of us. Beloved, I came to tell you this evening that God has deposited his treasure in you. If you could only believe again, if you could only hope again, you carry greatness and you are a genius in your line of calling. This is your brother and your friend Eric Mungai saying shalom, keep walking by faith.